Hello, my name is Karen Lane. I'm the director of the Aldrich Public Library in Barre, Vermont, USA, and I'm welcoming the viewers here to see Standing for Human Dignity, Revolution in Ukraine, a show by Sofia Shatkivska, who is an artist here in Barre. And this is a very moving show that speaks about the crisis in Ukraine and the hopes for peace and human dignity and reconciliation. So I invite you to enjoy the show and to meet Sofia in person.
My name is Sofia Shatkivska. I came from Ukraine in 1991. After a couple years traveling, I ended up in Vermont and settled here and become true Vermonter. Those green mountains become almost my Ukrainian Carpathian mountains. My connection with Ukraine never was broken because I have my mom, my sister, other relatives, and I have 47 million just amazing people. Last year, politics was very tense. Ukraine was ready to participate in European Union for better life, democracy. But our president last year, in last moment, changed his mind and decided to go to the east instead. Our students, brave young people, girls and boys, went onto the street to protest. And riot police was beating them, and they was not ready to protect themselves. They had no possibilities, so they start to run, and local church opened the door and they found shelter. That's how everything started, because people came onto the street to protect their children and have all together protest. And everything gathered in Ukraine, Kyiv, our capital, on the main square called Maidan. Some days there were over 2.5 million people. Just imagine, wintertime, every day, night, work days, holidays, from every region, every city, with someone standing there, or young, or retired, or businessman. It means all Ukraine care. They self-organize themselves as little republic. Is food, there was place to stay and sleep and everything. They function and they start collecting their thoughts, what they actually want, how they want to change country, what democracy means for them. Until government sent police to clean this out, to beat people, to shoot people, and real war battle started at Hrushevskoe Street. And for me as an artist, that was so painful because those people had nothing to protect themselves. And I was watching this broadcasting live from Ukraine and start drawing day and night by charcoal on a paper. And that emotion and that pain for my people wake up something in me too. And I understood that we all have consciousness, we have our position, and we have to stay for our rights, for our democracy. My show in charcoal will tell you better about the story of each painting. For each cruelty, how they were shooting reporters, medical people, everybody, they don't care. And then they were arresting people from hospitals. And someone asked me, what do I want from that show? I want each of you watching this, listening to this, just wake up and understand that it's not just Ukrainian problem. It could happen in any country if we allowed criminals to take over, like in my country. Just imagine, when I came here in 1991, we had 52 millions, and today, just 47. What would be in 10 years? 30? We all live in one planet. What do I want? I'm ringing the bell. I'm ringing a bell. Everybody who's watching and listening, and for everybody who read this in newspaper, I'm asking you to wake up. I'm ringing the bell as a church in Ukraine, and I'm asking you, wake up. Make your own position and stay for yourself at your work, at your town, and every place. Just care a little bit, because the worst person lukewarm. So I want to tell you, wake up. And thank you to everybody who helped me to organize that show, for WGDR, to Vermont Public Radio, to newspapers, World, Bridge, Times Argus, ORCA Media, and everybody who helped me to organize, and everybody who's watching. Thank you so much. Make your position, and don't be lukewarm. Thank you. As you see in that morning stand, we have portraits of first 4 victims who were murdered in that Standing for Human Dignity protest. To riot police and people like them, you are crawling out from your drugged out hibernation like stinky laces covering our country body, our land. As God saw Judas, he literally sees you today. You traded your freedom for a dog's collar. Now you are biting, barking, and growling because you sold out your soul for silver. And you know what you have to do for that trade. Instead of God, Satan entered your heart and nestled there, and you become his puppets. Now it is so easy to kill, to murder, and to sneer when you're not yourself. But worst of all, you enjoy it, not as a puppet, but as a human being. It is not clear, though, how much you were paid for each of your victims. Were you paid more for a tall person, or a heavy person, or a skinny one? Or you were paid for the amount of wounds instead? Who was more expensive, Bolato or Nihayan? For your cruel actions, you are infamous in whole world, not only in Ukraine. As Cain was known and his mother remembered, your names would be written in the book of blood. Because crime has no nationality.
Якби ж мені, синку, не жаль, якби ж мені, синку, не жаль, ти ж на моїм серцю лежав, ти ж на моїм серцю лежав. Плине кача у поти тисині, плине кача по тисині.